The first step in simplifying isn't decluttering. It's deciding that you are going to live differently than society, differently than the American way, maybe potentially differently than your family. Because in this Americanized version of life, it often pushes to have more, to give more, to be more. But this realization that decluttering isn't the first step didn't happen for me overnight. It happened slowly across many homes, across many moves. Hi, I'm Katelyn if we've never met before, and my family has moved more times than I expected. Every move has forced me to confront my things in a different or unique way, and that's what I'm sharing in this series. So this is video 1. This is like setting the foundation of the things that I've learned in my time as an adult and a homeowner and running and managing a family throughout all my many moves. Not because I have it all figured out, but because each one has taught me that life can feel easier. It can be lighter. There can be relief, and that we have permission to live differently. I'm so glad you're here. For a long time, I thought simplifying meant organizing better, finding the right bins, having the right aesthetic, creating systems, making things look nice. And I truly thought that if my home looked like the ones that I saw online or on Pinterest or on Instagram, the perfectly styled toy rooms, the very tidy pantries, the certain edits, if you will, then I would have life figured out. But what I wasn't realizing during that time is what the life looked like behind those pictures, or how much work it took to maintain that level or that kind of home. And I truly realized that I don't want a perfectly styled home. I really don't want a home that looks perfect. I want a home that feels manageable. I've always wanted a home that felt manageable. The shift came for me when I realized something really simple. I have the power to change my circumstances, and so do you. I didn't have to live the way it always had been done. I didn't have to keep up with anyone else's version of their home. And that was the moment I started thinking, what if I started making different choices? What if I started living just a little bit differently than I'd been used to? Now, living differently didn't mean just throwing everything away overnight. It meant asking better questions. Do we actually need this? Do we actually use this? Do I want to manage this? Is this making my life easier or harder? Now, especially if you are a mom, you understand there just is more things to manage when you have kids in your home. And I really didn't want to spend my time managing all this stuff. I wanted time, I wanted calm, and I wanted to enjoy motherhood. I wanted that space to be present with my kids. So before you ever declutter a drawer, before you start buying bins or start organizing, the real first step in this is just deciding that you are going to live differently. Not perfectly, not minimally, just differently, in a way that supports the life you actually want to live. So in these next 4 videos, I'll be talking about our move from Wisconsin to Michigan. I'll be talking about our storage unit, and I'll be talking about how we decided to live in a camper, and ultimately how we ended up living in a 600 square foot home. So if you are on this journey of simplifying and decluttering and making a home more manageable, I invite you to subscribe and come along with me as I share my journey of how I started simplifying, and hopefully inspire you to try to live a little bit differently than you have been, and see if it works for you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.